Hello, my pretties. It is time for Aries February 2020 tarot reading. And I've got your cards pulled. As you know, we will be using the Vice Versa Tarot deck. I've decided that I'm going to use that for all my readings because I've been hearing really good things about it. And so we'll go ahead and get started. I will say we do have Scorpio showing up in this reading already in the Death card. So you may wish to watch their video when it comes out. I'm sorry, I blipped for a second. What I was also going to say is that I am seeing some references to the reading for Pisces as well. So you may also wish to watch the Pisces reading. We'll go ahead and get started. We start off with the Page of Swords. We then have the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Wands, Death card, the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Sun card, and the Knight of Cups. I am actually a little bit concerned about you, Aries, because it seems like you have a lot of internal turmoil going on. It's almost like, I want to say, a spiritual awakening type of energy that's happening, because we have this new way of thinking, right, with the sword, with the Page of Swords, and it's like this is a fast moving energy here. Like, he's not even touching the ground, he's like above it all, and it's like very cerebral, but then you're also in your heart space with the Eight of Cups. And this is very much like Hermit energy, and I'm always talking about inner work with this card, like inner work, introspection, nurturing, taking the time to nurture your inner child, because it seems like your inner child is going through something. And it's like this new way of thinking is kind of unwrapping that interest and that mindset. And this is not a bad thing. This is actually a good thing. There's ultimately wish fulfillment here on the other side of it with the lightning strike. This is a journey. Like, this is definitely a new journey. We've got the Page and the Ace of Wands. So it's a journey into something that you haven't really experienced before, but it's definitely the death of a way of thinking. And that's reason for celebration, ultimately. But you can see that there's still the towers in the background here. And although it is a celebration of what was, it's definitely, there's like definitely some pain in here, some internal suffering, but it's like you're still manifesting very powerfully from the masculine aspect. So it seems like there's plenty here. There's a bountiful harvest here, but it's just, this is still something that's difficult to go through. We then have the Nine of Swords, where it's very much in your head. Like, this is stuff that's keeping you up at night. Maybe you're not sleeping like you usually do. You may not need, it's hard to see in here, but there's actually a figure standing over here on the other side of that. Through this process, you are not alone. Your guides are there with you, even when you can't see them. We then have the Four of Swords. This is my Nero fiddled while Rome burned. And given everything that's going on, this isn't surprising, but it does make me feel like you may be having a hard time doing some of the day-to-day tasks and things that you usually do. And that's what concerns me. And I think it's important that you talk to someone, that you share what you're going through with someone, a spiritual advisor, therapist. Definitely reach out to someone and get help, because you don't have to carry all of this alone, even though it feels very foreign and it's a whole new way of thinking and your mind is expanding so much. We also see that there is the Two of Swords. This is internal chaos, right? Internal, there's like the red and the blue swords, the balance is off. You can see the water is, so there's like emotional chaos. That's what this water is here. So it's like you are trying to balance the mental aspect with the emotional aspect, and there's chaos there. And I feel like that is coming from, well, that is kind of coming from this, right? Because we have all this stuff on your mind that's keeping you up at night. We have the emotional stuff going on, the inner exploration, and then we have this over here with the turmoil. So it's kind of paralleling the two. But ultimately, we have the Sun card here. You are protected through this. Like your guides are really seriously looking out for you. It feels very dark and lonely, but I think that's the point of this reading, is the reassurance here is that your guides have you. Also, look into the Eye of Horus and see what meaning that bears for you, because that is up here on this I want to say monolith. That doesn't seem like the right word. I know there's a specific word for it and I can't think of what it is, but you know what I'm talking about. We then have the Knight of Cups, and this one speaks to a little bit of fear and doubt. And I feel like that is, well, there's that can be Cancer energy as well with the crab there, but it feels like, sorry, I'm just like waving things around. There's a crab there. But I feel like in this situation, it's more of you are fearful and doubting this situation. And that's because of the reasons we've been talking about, the mental anxiety, the internal work, this new way of thinking. It's kind of breaking down things, beliefs. Ooh, that's it. Breaking down beliefs that you used to hold very dear. So your whole foundation is shaken and you feel like giving up. It's exhausting when you're going through this personal growth. Dark night of the soul, I want to say. And this isn't something that you have ever experienced before. It's not something that you're used to people talking about. So now that you are experiencing this, it's very isolating because you don't even necessarily know who to go to. I would like some comfort and advice for Aries in this situation. Personally, when I was dealing with all of this, it was very different. Yeah, see, we've got the Hermit coming up. We have the Knight of Swords. So it's moving quickly, but so it's like you're spending a lot of time in this, and there's that Hermit energy. The guides again are showing up. There's Scorpio again showing up. So it feels like maybe there's a Scorpio influencing this, and there's definitely a Cancer because we have the crab showing up here again behind him. I feel like there in the book Pilgrim's Progress, where there's this valley where he's not, I want to say, is it the Valley of the Shadow of Death? I don't remember exactly what it is, but I think it's the Valley of the Shadow of Death, where it's talking about that part in Pilgrim's Progress. And no one's supposed to sleep there. It's not the Valley of the Shadow of Death. It's the valley where there's all this fog and stuff, and you're not supposed to lie down and sleep because it feels like it lulls you into a false sense of security, but you don't wake up from it. And it's like, move quickly through this. Don't linger here in this dark period. And I know that seems like, well, how would I not linger? And it's the Queen of Cups here. That's where you find your balance, is between the passion you have for life and the embracing your emotions with the Queen of Cups. So like in that way you have masculine and feminine balance, and I think that's what you need in this situation. Embrace your emotions. Do not try to smother them or walk away from them. Definitely reach out and get help. Talk to a therapist, talk to a counselor, talk to a trusted friend or advisor, because they can really help you in this situation. But you need to embrace your emotions in this, because that is the quickest way through this valley. Aries, I hope that this was helpful for you. definitely feel free to reach out in the comments, and sending lots of good vibes, because I know that this experience can be very rough. So I wish you all the best, and we'll see you next month.